I know you want to do this. I know you've seen it on TV. I know that you've probably heard other people do it. And that is, people buy properties, they renovate it, and they flip them, they sell them on to make money. But have you ever wondered how they actually do it? What's involved? Is it that easy? Is it hard? Does it involve tears, joy? What about the ins and outs, the ups and downs, the do's and don'ts? Well, I'm pleased to share with you in this video series everything that you're going to need to know on how to buy a property, how to then renovate it, and then sell it to make money. Now, you can do this part-time, you can do it full-time, you can do it in your spare time. Anybody can do it, but as you know, the secret is, once you know, don't you? So yes, in this video series, I am going to show you absolutely everything that we do, okay, to renovate a property, to increase its value so that you can make some money as well. If I can do it, my wife can do it, my sons can do it, my daughters can do it, so can you. There's nothing stopping you, trust me. So before I get started, don't forget, subscribe to this channel because you're not going to want to miss anything in this video series that's going to show you everything that you need to know on how to renovate a property to make money. So I'm going to show you one particular property from the day we bought it, the day we had the keys, right up until the very end to when we come to sell it. How much we paid for it, how much it cost to renovate it, and then how much we sold it for, and of course, how much money we made. So without further ado, let's crack on and show you exactly how it's done. Now, on average, when you flip a property, we will generate anything between £20,000 upwards. In fact, we've generated 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100, 200,000, even £400,000 profit when we have renovated and flipped a property. So this is the property, and what we did is we bought it pre-auction. What do I mean by that? Well, it was up for auction and they anticipated getting between 110 and 130,000 pounds for this property. But as it happens, we actually found out who owned the property, which was a lady that lived nearby. So we went direct to her, we made her an offer and she accepted it. And that offer was £85,000. So already we did save quite a substantial amount of money by doing what we did. So the idea is that we're going to fully refurbish this property, modernize it, bring it up to date, make it a family home, and then flip it. So we carried out some due diligence and we established what the value would be once it's done up to the incredibly high standards that we renovate properties to. And we've been told it's anything between 190 and 230,000 pounds. Now that's quite a difference in price, isn't it? But at the end of the day, you've always got to be skeptical and protect yourself whenever you're flipping properties and know what the least amount is going to be valued at when it's finished, and maybe what the maximum is that somebody's going to pay for it. Because at the end of the day, if somebody loves this property when it's fully refurbished and they've got the cash, they'll pay for it. They will actually give you what you want for it, whereas somebody else may not. So that's the difference. Anyway, let's go inside and have a little look around and you can see exactly what we bought. Very dated, so it does need a complete refurbishment. Renovation from top to bottom, as you can see. Now, one of the first things you do when you take over a property is you take the meter readings. So the first one is, of course, the electric, and then the other one is the gas, which I'll show you where that is in a minute. But ideally, we're going to carefully remove everything that we possibly can from this property. Now, that'll include the flooring, the wallpaper, the old architraves and dado rails and so on, the carpets, radiators. We're going to drain the system down, remove all the radiators. So this is the hallway, and it does lead onto a lovely big landing. What we're going to do is we're going to replace this banister for a nice new modern one. And the reason for that is because we're going to take this wall here down completely. We're going to make the lounge an open plan. This wall here in front of me is going to come down as well. I know there's a beautiful little bit of cove in here, but unfortunately, we're going to have to remove that. So we'll make the porch slightly bigger than what it is now. So we're going to bring that doorway forward into the house a bit more, make a bit more space. But this wall and that wall leading into the lounge will be taken down. And as you can see, here's the lounge, old fireplace. That's where the gas meter is down there. And what we're proposing to do is make a nice feature media fireplace there. Take that wall down, like I said, and that one over there, and make the lounge completely open plan. So when you see this, where you see the staircase through there, that will be a nice modern banister. So it'll make the lounge a lot bigger. And then when you look through here, we've got a little lean-to room here that was used as a sort of junk room. Very damp, old. We're going to completely upgrade that. I turn it into a study that leads off the lounge. It's quite dark in here at the moment because it's dated and old. We're going to make some features out of the architraves, put some nice shelving in there. I'm not sure whether it's going to be oak or glass. And because we're taking this wall down here, over here and here, this beam, which I assume or guess is a timber beam, we're going to have to replace with a steel beam that'll have to protrude all the way across to that wall over there. All the windows are going to be replaced because they are dated PVC windows, and we're going to have to rewire the property as well. The radiators we're going to completely remove and replace them with designer style radiators. And it's a shame really, because there's beautiful cove in here, which I would have loved to have saved. But on this side of the lounge, it's got totally different cove in. Now, we could, in theory, maybe install a similar type of cove in as we've got here onto that side of the room. Not sure at the moment whether we're going to do that. Now, there is a lot to think about, granted, when you, when you're refurbishing a property. And like I say, you take the meter readings, you organize a skip. And what we're really hoping is that once we remove all the wallpaper from throughout the property, the surfaces underneath, the plaster, all plaster, will be suitable for us to be able to either plaster over it using a bonding agent, or maybe to sand down and utilize and paint, because we don't want to use wallpaper. We're going to we want to just paint the whole property. So yeah, by taking these walls down, it means then it'll be nice open plan, nice modern banisters over there. Going to put the new beam in, new wiring, take out all of the central heating and so on. And we're going to install a new system. So as we walk through, to say, let's go upstairs, go through here. We'll go into another reception room, dining room. Very old gas fire there, old Baxi, very dark at the moment. We are possibly thinking about maybe enlarging the window to create more light. But what we're going to do is turn this room into the kitchen, because currently the kitchen is just through there. But just have a look back here. Look, you can just see, once we take this wall down, that lounge area will become a nice open plan, which would be lovely. Good thing is plenty of understairs storage here, which is always a plus whenever you own a home. The more storage space you have, the better. There's wallpaper on the ceilings as well. Hopefully when we take that off, it's not going to be too much of a disaster that we're going to have to remove the ceiling boards as well, but we'll have to wait and see. As we go through here, this is the existing kitchen, which is quite small. As you can see, very dated. But it served its purpose, didn't it? Let me just show you back here, washing machine. So we're going to remove all of this, as I say, and we're going to put it into this room. Well, we're not going to put it in there, but we're going to have a brand new kitchen installed in there. So we're going to have to remove all the plumbing and alter the plumbing and the water supplies and the drainage and so on. So the plan then with this kitchen, the existing kitchen, is once we've cleared it all out, we're going to try and turn this into a nice modern garden room, a place where you can come into, shut the rest of the family off, chill, overlook, and chill and maybe look out into the garden. That's the idea. The central heating boiler at the moment is upstairs in one of the bedrooms, which I'll show you shortly. We're going to move that down here so that it's not in the bedroom, because it's not the ideal place. But I'm sure you'll agree, turning this into a beautiful garden room, overlooking the garden, particularly in a summer's day, is going to be just so relaxing. We could, in theory, maybe even create, a full-length glass window there as well, but we'll see. And then leading from the kitchen, we do go straight into the back garden. And lo and behold, we have got an extra toilet, downstairs toilet here. This particular outbuilding is constructed of a single block. So if we're going to keep this toilet downstairs, which ideally is a good thing, good idea to do, because it does add value to a property, and having a downstairs toilet as opposed to just one upstairs is definitely a good idea. So we are going to heavily insulate this outbuilding and turn it into a nice modern WC for the downstairs. Now, as you can see out here, that's the little lean-to that we're going to convert into, or knock down and replace with, a new study. That's going to be constructed nicely, and as you can see, the rendering out here is pretty dire, so we're going to have to hack off all of that. Now, it's worth pointing out that this stack here is coming from the bathroom over there, but we're going to move the bathroom from that room into this room, so the stack will be replaced as all part of what we've costed this project to do. If I just show you the garden, it is a nice garden. I mean, okay, we're not in the summer months at the moment, but you can see the potential here. Very little works need to be done to upgrade this. We are considering now knocking down the old tin garage and creating an off-street parking area over there. That will substantially increase the value of this property, because even though the property's on the main road, there is plenty of parking out the front. But to be able to just pull in and park there would be, a big plus. As you can see, the whole area here is going to be demolished. Going to completely re-render the whole rear end, make it nice, modern, bright and fresh. That's all going to be part of the project. So yeah, lots of potential, isn't it? You can see that not much work has been done to this property for many years. The only good thing is the roof was replaced, I think, 10 years ago, which is great. It is bone dry. There's nothing needed doing there, which saves a lot of money. So, in basic terms, the renovation here is going to be pretty straightforward, to be honest with you. So as far as refurbs go, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of work, a lot of expense. But structurally, there's not a lot of work to be done. So everything is like strip, remove, cart away, and then reinstate. Obviously, new central heating system, new windows, new wiring, and so on. A lot of external rendering to be done. But otherwise, everything else is inside, which is great. So even if the weather's bad, we can crack on. And when the weather's good as well, like today, we can crack on inside as well as outside. But making sure you've got plenty of skips and men to be able to crack on is very important. Let's go in and see the rest of the property, shall we? Okay, let's go upstairs. So we've seen around here. Now, what I like about this property as well is it's got what we call a double landing, which is lovely. It's nice, big, spacious, plenty of room to put some furniture on around here, this area. At the rear of the property, I mentioned outside, we're going to move the bathroom. Well, the bathroom is actually here. As you can see, it's for disabled or elderly person, or it was. So we're going to move this bathroom into this rear bedroom instead. There's the boiler, which we're going to move downstairs. Remove all of this sort of cupboard area to make this a nice bigger bathroom. Nice modern, so we can have a shower and a bath in here, rather than just a shower, as you can see in there. The boiler is a very good make, ideal combi boiler. So we're going to utilize that. That'll be moved, as I say. And then when we come down here, we've got the other 3 bedrooms, look. One, 2, 3. Nice big landing area. We've already been up the loft. It is bone dry. It does need extra insulation just to comply with building regs and keep the property nice and warm. But the quirky thing is we've got a doorway here. Now, bearing in mind, that's next door's property. So where does this doorway lead? Nowhere. it's a storage cupboard. What a great idea. But do you know what? Years ago, this was actually a doorway into next door's property, because years ago, the miners and the Victorian workers and so on, they used to sometimes rent properties, or if they owned them, family members and workers used to live next door to one another. So they very often had a doorway like this, whereby they could just nip across and have a chat, I suppose. Good job it's blocked up, because otherwise I'm sure the wives would still keep that going, popping each other's neighbours for a cup of tea. And then here we've got the smallest bedroom. And it's just a matter of stripping out new windows. Here we've got a nice big double bedroom. Again, it's nice big here. The odd little crack there, movement, but nothing major. Now, if this was to be maybe my home, family home, I would maybe knock this wall down and create one big bedroom here. In other words, that smaller bedroom would become part of this bigger bedroom, and this would be the main big bedroom with a walk-in wardrobe, or even an ensuite for that matter. Okay, if we just go through here, we've got the other big double bedroom. Look, very similar to the one in the front in size. Got a nice view over the garden though. And again, just needs to strip everything back and hopefully be a minimum amount of refurbishment works here. Now, I suppose one of the things is, do we keep these character doors? Or do we modernize them? That's the thing. Because at the moment, in a lot of houses, what you do find is that the door linings and architraves and everything move and they become lopsided. In this property, they're not. And that is really good news. So if we were to replace these doors, because they're not standard door sizes, it might mean that we'd have to order special sized doors, which is going to cost more money. But is that really going to add new value to the property or increase its value? Or is it really going to make the property feel more modern than using these type of doors? Let me know. What do you think? At the moment, I'm swayed to replacing them because I like things to be nice and modern, and to, attract the majority of the people you may want to sell this property to once it's refurbished to, where some other people may not particularly like those doors, and vice versa, I suppose. So that is one question, a little bit under debate at the moment. But otherwise, it's a lovely property. And yeah, like I said, the guy's already turning up here. We're going to start stripping out. So if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do. Stay tuned as well, because we're going to give you regular updates of this property renovation project so you can see exactly what we do. So until next time, I'll see you on the next video, part 2.